So, not this one. So hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Monarch 1.7 versus Deep Fritz 14. And I let them play the Botvinnik Slav. The Botvinnik variation of the semi-Slav, which arises, and to be exact, this position right here. And this position arises after the moves d4, d5, c4, so the Queen's Gambit, the Slav, knight c3, knight here, knight there, pawn here, bishop there, pawn takes, e4, b5, holding on to the pawn, but now using the fact that the knight is pinned. Bishop here. Now knight sacrifice because white gets the knight back immediately. Bishop takes. Bishop here. Bishop there. a4. a6. Knight here. c4, knight takes, and queen takes. This is the position on the board, and this is how it arises. And let's see what the Monarch with white is coming up with there. Pooh. This is my favorite chess opening right now. The Botvinnik semi-Slav with bishop e7 instead of knight bd7. And yeah, this gambit with c5 is an improvement to the theory I learned from Deep Fritz. After the next move I will see what both engines think about that position. So, equal, better for white. So probably it's equal, this position. But let's see how Fritz will manage this with black. I want to know this, how to play this with black. So, let's see, we have pawn takes on b5, probably pawn takes, rook takes, bishop takes, queen here attacking the rook, attacking the bishop, bishop d5, and now taking here because now this pawn is defended. And now maybe castles, followed by bishop e2 or something around these lines. Maybe even knight here first. Then bishop here and castles. In the game I played against the Monarch, I played the move queen here so that the Monarch cannot develop his bishop. But let's see what Fritz does. Fritz is obviously much better than me, so probably he finds some better solutions. Fritz is also much better than Monarch 1.7, so that's why I let him play with black, so that I learn how to beat the Monarch. And I'll smoke a cigarette while I'm commentating on this game. Well, also Houdini versus Wasp was a very beautiful game by Houdini with the Botvinnik Slav. And let's see how this one develops. We still have no moves by Fritz. Let's see. Yeah, it's the most interesting chess opening in my eyes. The Botvinnik Semislav is... This alone has so much possibilities for both sides. There is no draw in the Botvinnik Semislav. There is either a win for white or a win for black, but there is definitely no draw. This is just too complicated for a draw. In my eyes, sure there are draws in this game also, but in this variation also, but yeah. Let's see, I guess we arrive in this position. And then pawn takes here. So I think this position will be kind of the opening position from this game. White is up a pawn, but black has huge compensation for the pawn. Huge compensation. Let's see. Fritz spent like 5 minutes on his move here, but he probably plays faster then. He just figures out the game plan from this position on. Yeah, the Botvinniks. I thought I understood chess a little bit, but after we have this 8x b5, but after I discovered the Botvinnik Semislav, I know that I don't understand anything about chess. This is so complicated. With the Botvinnik Semislav you really learn chess, how to play, because in this variation this is just, I don't know, it's just extreme. And in the Botvinnik Semislav you also learn that there is no need for greed in chess, at least in this variation, because this is all about the king, just attacking. And the difference between that line right here with this pawn sacrifice and the line with bishop here, knight here, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight d7, bishop e2, queen there, queen d2 is that here it's equal on pawns, but And there is the huge but. This bishop right here, this bishop on b7 is blocked in, and this is why the pawn sacrifice variation is much more aggressive than this. But this is also playable. I forgot, you cannot castle here immediately. You have to stop bishop g4, bishop g5. So you have to play this move. Attacking here. Castles and castles. And if this pawn would be gone, then this is just crushing. But this pawn is still alive, so yeah. That's why the pawn sacrifice variation is, in my eyes, an improvement to this kind of stuff. Okay, let's see, the Monarch also spent like a lot of time on this move. Yeah, it's just an amazing opening, the Botvinnik semi-Slav, the Botvinnik variation of the semi-Slav. And there is other stuff as well. Yeah, we have this rook exchange. Let's see if we arrive in this position. I have on the board here on the left side of the screen. C queen a1, c takes d4 is the move there. Fritz is calculating, so let's go back here. Queen a1, c takes d4. Let's go with queen here. Probably castling now. Yeah, this looks extreme. Because this pawn wedge is just killing. It's just killing white here after this check. King has to go here. Or here. Probably here. because if the bishop moves in front, then d3 just wins the bishop, and it's probably mate as well. So king here. No, maybe b3. You cannot take, because this would open up the e-file. But what is the threat? Okay, taking here might be a threat. No. We're giving a check right there. Might be a threat. If the takes, then rook here. Seems to be pretty over. So let's say a token move. Pawn here, check. King has to go there then. Then queen here. And then you have to take the pawn, so you might as well take it immediately. But now check. If you go here, then probably this one is gonna win, winning the bishop. But you have to keep an eye on the bishop. If here, then what? We have this c takes d4. Then what? Let's try rook takes. Queen here, check. King there. I don't know, no, this doesn't work. So probably something like b3 immediately. Threatening rook takes or queen here. No, rook takes and then followed by queen here, checkmate. So you have to do something about this. Probably move the bishop there. This, I don't think it helps. Just take on b2. So probably take. But then the rook switches in here. King has to defend the bishop. Queen check. Queen still has to defend the bishop. And now probably knight here attacking the queen. Queen moves back, trying to defend. But then queen takes here. This seems to be pretty done. If king there, then this forks king and queen. And the other option is this one. Then knight here probably. Why give up the knight? Knight here is just as good. And now the bishop is dead. It's not only dead, it's made in a couple of moves. So we have a different move there. Different line. C takes d4 and now the move b3. So the pawn is now pinned from the queen. Now what? Let's see. Pawn takes, followed by bishop takes is threatened. Knight moves, then bishop check here. b3. Yeah, you have to do something against this. You can also go e5, renewing the threat. e5 might be the move. e5. Now the bishop has to move. Has to move probably all the way back. His pawn wedge is just amazing. Amazingly strong. Bishop here and now pawn here probably. Followed by bishop there. But not just castles. And if you take here, then rook here pins everything. So f4 is forced here. Now can you sacrifice? You probably can sacrifice. No, you probably can't, because the queen can take. So probably bishop takes there. Okay, we have a different move. But probably bishop takes there. And if bishop takes and queen here check, but what's the continuation? No, this doesn't work. After all, you can just go knight here. This seems pretty toast. So castles is not possible. Yeah, this also seems good for black. But we don't have the move e5. We have the move rook h4. If the move rook here, if takes there, Yeah, this is what I was questioning. What is if you take the bishop now? E6. Okay, queen here. Defend the knight, pin the bishop. So you get the bishop back. As after g3. Can you sacrifice the rook? Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Queen here, check. Queen there. Queen here. Okay, we have to move queen back. Okay, probably you cannot sacrifice the rook. At least not that way. Let's see. Rook here. Bishop there. Takes. Takes. King here. Don't quite see it. This is something for the analysis. We have to move queen back. Again, pinning the pawn. Now c3. Bishop takes b4. King here. Let's say queen there. Then the king evacuates. Castles is not possible because this would hang. But what about f6 now? Then queen here. Takes. Takes. Kingensen, Schwingensen. Three against 3 pawns, so this you can also go rook there, and if castles, then rook takes, pawn takes, queen. Rook takes, pawn takes. Oh, it's check. It's check. I don't know. G3. G3. No, you cannot take here, sorry, because the pawn is defended by the queen. Sorry, I apologize. So what to do after c3? Yeah, we have to move g3. Now it's gonna be interesting. Rook e4 is what Fritz is calculating. And let's again see both evaluations. Fritz thinks it's much better for black now after rook e4. Let's say the bishop attacks the rook again. Then takes. Check. King here. Just e6. Followed by queening. Cannot prevent this. So the king has to cannot go there either. So it's over. So bishop takes is out of the question. Bishop g3 or bishop d3 is out of the question, as rook takes is threatened anyway. So probably queen here to defend the bishop. Rook takes, pawn takes, pawn takes. No. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Rook takes, but this is also bad. This is also bad. Okay, if king here, then rook there. Let's go for the easy one first. So king there, but then queen here threatens the rook and threatens mate. No, then you just take the rook. So you might do something with the rook. Well, this queen takes, taking the rook, and then you lose your trump card. Then you lose your trump card. So maybe rook where to go with the rook? Maybe rook here. Queen takes, king takes, and now that one. And you cannot prevent this pawn from queening. You can actually. King here. So this also doesn't work. You can go here. And if takes, followed by queening with check. To c2. Queen takes, queen here, threatening a discovery. Then queen check, king here, queen there, king here, queen there, check, getting rid of the queens at least. But this endgame should also be better for black, because black is up a pawn. So maybe c2, but this is also for analysis. We have to move queen here, but not just take, check. What now? This one? Yes, the only move. So this one, and then either that or that. Probably that. But then queen takes knight. And you maybe have... No, you don't. You lose this pawn here. So maybe... Queen takes bishop there. Maybe c2. Queen takes, king here. But then you also lose the pawn after this check. Losing the pawn. So rook... Bishop here. So maybe just going back with the queen. Then castling. Queen here, check. No, this is senseless. f5. There's no check with the queen. Have to save the bishop. So let's say bishop here, check. King isn't showing us in there. No, we just have pawn takes. Okay, so probably rook takes is not that incisive. We have pawn takes. And now desperate move. No, not desperate, because if queen takes and the rook is hanging, so let's see. Knight here, a queen here, queen there, king there, and the king runs away. So queen here probably, queen there, and now what to do? Now maybe castles. Then pawn takes here. If rook takes, then this... Oh, this is check again. Okay, so pawn takes, not good. But just push the pawn. And push the other pawn. So you have to play that one. No, you cannot play that one. The knight is covering this square. So maybe after this, maybe you give a check right there. No, the queen is also covering that square. It's amazing. It's amazing. Castling is not working because the pawns just march forward. Let's see both evaluations. Minus 2.56 and 0.42 for Monarch. So the Monarch thinks he's better, but kind of cannot believe that. Bishop King f8 is even more incisive, probably. Yeah, because of queen there. Okay, but King f8. f4 is just desperate. f4 is just desperate. You can just sacrifice the queen. Get another queen. With check. Only square is that one. And you give a check there. Give a check there. And if you take the rook, then queen here secures the king to the queen. So I don't know. So just c2 now. Just c2. c2. Queen here, check. King there. Queen here, but then you can safely take the bishop. No, queen here is not necessary. Takes. I have this square under control, so probably c2 doesn't win. f4. Queen to d6 now. This is even better. Queen to d6. If queen takes rook, then we have this check. Only square and this mate. So you cannot take the rook. So probably castles. But then pawn here. If now queen takes, and queen takes with check. Queen takes, queen here check. Followed by c2 now. Yeah, it's over. It's over. f4, it's over. It's dead lost. c2. There is nothing to do, not even a check. And this seems pretty forced. So rook takes, pawn takes, c2. Okay. So you cannot take the rook. You kind of have to go there. But then queen here, check. Or even better, queen here, check. This is awesome. This is awesome. King here. Does it matter? Let's say king goes there. Then you take here. Queen takes. Queen here. No, now you can take the pawn. and you're too slow again. So this doesn't work. But does it matter? Yeah, queen here. Check. King there. Yeah, you have to defend the knight. Or do you? I don't know. Queen here. Offering a trade of queens. You take the knight. Check. Queen here. This is also lost for white. Because there is a discovery coming. Okay, we don't have this anyway. This is also for analysis. King f8, f4, queen d6, castles, and rook there. We kind of have to defend the bishop. Or move the bishop, so the bishop moves to here. Now that one, yeah, now it's crushing because now the knight is defended and black hasn't got a check. King here, only move. Pawn here. And now what? Queen here is coming. So queen there. Queen takes. No, this doesn't work. Also covering that square. But you kind of have time for... No, you have to play king to g8. Otherwise, you might run into some perpetuals, maybe. Yeah, but slowly but surely this is winning. Let's see c2. We'll play e2, but c2 seems also strong. c2. Threatening queen here again. Don't let the king come here. If rook there, then king here. So you probably have to go back with the queen now. c2. Queen a1. But now simply that move. Attacking the rook. rook here. But now you are free to go with the queen. You haven't committed to anything right now. Check. King cannot go there. So maybe king here. It's close. It's so close. No, I would still go for that move. King here. Threatening to take this pawn. No, because the queen is en prise. So white has must only be careful about the king. So king here. What is white doing? Oh, what? No, not king here. Rook takes bishop. Pawn takes bishop. And king here. Trying to go to h7. There is no plan for black. For white. Nothing for white. Okay, but we don't have this. This would also win, I think, for black. Queen here. Knight here. Queen there, check. King only square. Queen there, check. King here. And now what? Now the queen is misplaced. Now what? No more checks. Maybe queen there. Yeah, we have this. Queen f6 now. Pawn there. Queen takes here. Knight here. Rook there. Rook takes bishop. Pawn takes bishop. And queen there. Now it's over. No more checks. So queen cannot take the pawn. Well, it can. Yes, c2. Wow, we have this, but this is lost. Bishop here. What to do? This is dead now for white. This is not dead, and I saw this continuation. Yeah, both engines think this is dead. Yeah, these pawns are just crushing through. Knight here, 97. Bishop takes pawn. What just happened? What just happened? Why not? Why that? Why give up the pawn? Rook takes b3. Okay. Now you have to play queen h7. Yeah. Queen h7. Queen here. Queen there. Oh, to here, of course. Of course. And this is now over. Yeah, this check is now lethal. c1 queen even. Wow, then there must be something. Oh, yeah. Queen takes. Now you're just rook versus 2 pawns. Queen c6 now. Exchange queens. Queen takes c6, knight takes c6. Yeah, it's over. Very nice game by Deep Fritz. Very nice game by Deep Fritz. 14. Very nice. Let's see how long this game takes. Very nice. Yeah, the Botvinnik Slav is just... Botvinnik semi-Slav is just an extreme opening. Not to be recommended for beginners. King just marches forward. Threatening a knight fork. So you have to move the bishop. And now all the pawns are falling. Oh, pawn takes here with check. Okay. Yeah, you have to move the bishop. But this game is still interesting. How to... get everything. Not here attacking the bishop. Bishop moves. Now king f4. Most probably. Now king move has to be played. Bishop move. Wow, what about knight? Oh, I see. I see now. King g1 fails to knight f6. Check. King goes back. Yeah, now knight f6. Knight here. Knight fork. Winning the last pawn. No, knight here. King has to go back or push the pawn. Yeah, now you have to give it up. And this is now dead lost. Yeah, very nice endgame. Let's ask Fritz a few questions. Wow, yeah, the Botvinnik semi-Slav is really an amazing opening to learn. This is the opening given to them. This position exactly. I always thought about this move, but I wasn't sure that it's working though. b6. Rook there is an amazing move. This defends the knight. Queen d6 is an amazing move. Castles. Rook here. Bishop there. Queen has to go back. Knight here. Queen here. Check. But what I wanted to ask is... after that position, if you take here, let's say new variation, and let's ask Fritz what happens if you take here. It was a beautiful game by Deep Fritz, one of the most beautiful games I've seen in the past. Yeah, well, the Houdini versus Greco, I think, was it, or Houdini versus Monarch, was also amazing. So let's see. B takes c4. Queen d2. No, not queen d2. But that move. What about that move? Rook fe1. No queen there. Still better for white. c3. f6. Why not that move? King f2. Okay, I see now there is not really a way forward. Although, knight here maybe. Now it's equal. Queen takes knight. But what about that check? King takes e1. That check. Yeah, but now you lost all your pawns. Okay. Okay, this doesn't work. But it's a nice idea. Yeah, nice game nevertheless. Nice game nevertheless. Let's see again how Fritz finished it off. Check. Just queens. Yeah, and this endgame is just lost now. Very beautiful game. Yeah, here you had to give up the bishop, because if you move the king here, then this is checkmate. And if you move the king here, then this is checkmate. So finally Fritz managed with the Botvinnik Slav to defeat the Monarch. Monarch 1.7 was a beautiful game. Very tactical, very interesting. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.